This is ABC.
Coming up next on Action News tonight, more disturbances at local prisons, including a jailbreak. 2 Philadelphians are among the dead following this fiery plane crash in Hawaii. Disturbing news tonight about the cause of that fatal crash in Sioux City, Iowa over the summer. And we'll update you on what's been a potentially explosive situation at Holmesburg Prison in Philadelphia. Those stories, Gary Papa with highlights of that great Eagles win, and we'll check the exclusive AccuWeather forecast coming up. I'm Rob Jennings, and Action News is next.
It's quiet. Given the level of new technology under the surface, the Infiniti Q45 has a remarkably subtle and uncluttered design. Ornamentation is replaced with function. Its power is in its simplicity. The Q45 luxury sedan from Infiniti.
Introducing Midway Airlines nonstop service to Florida. 7 Florida cities for only $89. Midway Airlines to Florida. All seats, all flights, only $89.
Get more value for your dollar as Pathmark brings you the lowest prices of the year. Starting Sunday, you'll get big savings on items like 2 liters of Coke or Diet Coke, 89 cents. A half-gallon of regular or Light Briar's ice cream, $2.49. And USDA Grade A bonus beef chuck roast, $1.69 a pound. Come to Pathmark 24 hours a day for the lowest prices of the year.
Inside Open Adoptions, Monday at 10.
Action News, Delaware Valley's leading news program, with Gary Papa and Rob Jennings.
Sunday night, teachers in Bristol Borough will be off the picket lines and back in the classes tomorrow, and family and colleagues pay final tribute to consumer advocate Max Weiner. But the big story in Action News tonight, 2 separate disturbances at 2 area jails in Woodbury, New Jersey, Gloucester County. 2 inmates are on the loose right now after escaping from prison tonight. Police have confirmed the jailbreak, but that's all they're saying so far. The police throughout the area are now on alert for the escapees. Meantime, in northeast Philadelphia, a small fire was set inside a cell block at the House of Corrections earlier this evening. Then police say a fight broke out after 65 juveniles were moved from that block because of the fire. 5 guards suffered minor injuries right now. The facility is said to be back under control. A lockdown continues, meanwhile, at Holmesburg Prison following last night's outbreak of violence, which injured dozens of guards and inmates. Action News reporter Karen Friedman has the very latest from Holmesburg tonight.
Late today, a guard bruised in last night's riot returned to the Holmesburg prison. He greeted his colleagues but declined comment as he went inside. Unlike last night at this time, it is calm behind these 30-foot prison walls. Inmates are confined to their cells. They will remain there for at least several days. And during that time, authorities will investigate allegations by inmates that a supervisor struck a prisoner and sparked the confrontation. 60 guards and 90 inmates were treated for minor injuries.
You had some inmates in I Block who were chanting Camp Hill and things like that, and we negotiated for 4 hours. When their activities became life-threatening to the other parts of the institution, we had to clean out.
Tonight, Holmesburg remains in a lockdown state, the 4th lockdown in 2 weeks. Like the Camp Hill prison near Harrisburg, where 2 days of rioting left 100 hurt and much of the prison gutted by fire, Holmesburg, too, is very overcrowded. At a news conference today, Senator Arlen Specter offered some help. Beginning tomorrow, he says the state will shift 200 prisoners to a new facility near Bradford, Pennsylvania, and eventually about 600 Camp Hill prisoners now housed in other state prisons will be moved to different facilities around the country. But Philadelphia Prison Superintendent Patrick Gallagher says overcrowding isn't always to blame and that it played no role last night.
It's like driving a race car. Eventually an accident's going to occur. We do our best to prevent those accidents. This was one that was unpreventable in our judgment, but our experience was much more appropriate than the experiences around the state. We regained control of the block within 20 minutes.
However, the union representing prison guards here thinks all of this could have been prevented. They say because of incidents in the past few days, Holmesburg should have remained in a lockdown state. They say they'll be meeting with City Managing Director James White tomorrow to voice their concerns. I'm Karen Friedman, Channel 6 Action News, Northeast Philadelphia.
And beginning tomorrow night on Action News, reporter Rick Williams takes a look at the prison problem. In a three-part special report entitled Prisons in Crisis, Rick takes us behind the walls to show us the prison overcrowding dilemma. He will also take us to other states to show us how they're handling their prison problems. That's Prisons in Crisis, beginning tomorrow night at 6 here on Action News. A catastrophe tonight on board a U.S. aircraft carrier. At least 5 sailors were killed and several others critically injured after a plane crashed on the deck of the USS Lexington late today. The carrier, which is used by the Navy as a training vessel, was 30 miles south of Pensacola, Florida, in the Gulf of Mexico when it happened. This is file tape of the Lexington now. A trainer jet crashed on the deck while trying to land. It touched off several fires, which were quickly extinguished. Navy helicopters have flown the injured to hospitals on shore. The names of 2 Philadelphians killed in a plane crash in Hawaii still have not been released tonight. All 20 people on board the Aloha Air commuter plane were killed when it crashed in a fireball on the island of Molokai. The plane had just taken off from Maui a few minutes before. Federal investigators probing last summer's crash of a United Airlines DC-10 in Sioux City, Iowa, have reportedly found a key clue that might reveal the cause of the crash. A Washington newspaper is quoting an FAA source as saying there was a manufacturing flaw in the metal rotor blade of the number 2 engine. That is the engine that blew apart in midair, crippling the plane's hydraulic systems. 112 people were killed when the plane cartwheeled onto this runway. Police are investigating 2 cases of murder this Sunday, both of them in South Philadelphia. Detectives have now identified a man who was shot to death at 26th and Federal this morning. He's identified as 43-year-old David Sharp of South Broad Street. Sharp was reportedly shot to death during a heated argument with another man. That man turned himself into police a short time after the shooting. He's still being questioned and has not been charged. Detectives are still looking for clues and suspects in the murder of another South Philadelphia man tonight. 19-year-old Horace McGill of McKean Street was standing here in the 2100 block of South 6th Street overnight. Somebody walked up to him and shot him in the chest. McGill died 2 hours later at Methodist Hospital. And a Southwest Philadelphia musician is dead tonight after his car was hit broadside by a stolen Jeep being pursued by police. It happened at 33rd and Diamond in North Philadelphia just after 3 a.m. 35-year-old Barry Barnwell was pronounced dead at the scene. Barnwell played saxophone for the group Three-Way Street. The 2 occupants of the Jeep jumped out and got away from police. Final tribute was paid today to the man who was very passionate about his causes. Action News reporter Lauren Wilson was there when they laid Max Weiner to rest.
They lined up by the hundreds outside of the Friends Center today. Inside, they said goodbye to Max Weiner, the 77-year-old head of the Consumer Party. Weiner died of heart failure 1 week ago today. He was mounting one of his many uphill political campaigns before his death to be elected city controller of Philadelphia. But today, politics were put aside as Weiner's family, daughter Judy, friends, and supporters paid tribute to Max.
Max was an incarnation of integrity, of justice, of love.
He took pleasure from what he did. Max, I'm sure his contemporaries who took other roads, none of them can feel as fulfilled and satisfied in their life as Max did in his.
For some, a tribute to Max Weiner couldn't be put into words. Lee Frizzell, one of the leading officials and workhorses for the Consumer Party, broke down. Surely these people will remember Max Weiner as a man to be reckoned with, whether they believed in his causes or not. But who will fight for Weiner's causes on Election Day?
I don't want to talk about the election today. Thank you.
But this crowd did. They stood on their feet, urging Weiner's widow, Bess, to run. She said nothing today and has refused earlier requests to run in her husband's place. The Consumer Party will be in Commonwealth Court tomorrow, trying to keep Max Weiner's name on the ballot to show that even in death, the man of the little people can still put up a big fight. I'm Lauren Wilson, Channel 6 Action News in Center City.
On the political front, it was a show of power in Trenton today, as well as a show of support for New Jersey gubernatorial Congressman Jim Florio. Hundreds flocked to the Trenton State College Student Center for this Democratic Victory Rally. Several notable Democrats were on hand, and they called today's celebration a new era for the party. Florio, meantime, told supporters the campaign stands for opportunity.
When I look in this campaign and see the little children especially, and they have their bright faces that are so hopeful for tomorrow, that's what this campaign is about. It's providing them with a brighter tomorrow.
Trenton State College, the site of today's major rally, is also Florio's alma mater. Florio's Republican opponent, Congressman Jim Courter, was also busy campaigning today outside Giant Stadium in East Rutherford. Courter greeted New York's Jets fans as they entered the stadium for today's contest with the San Francisco 49ers. Still to come on Action News tonight, goblins and ghouls come to life to help children stricken with leukemia. And the Eagles soar at Mile High Stadium. Gary Papa has highlights and all today's sports, and we'll check Monday's AccuWeather outlook when Action News comes right back.
Since ancient times, astronomers have defined an eclipse as a celestial body moving across the face of the sun. Mitsubishi defines an eclipse as a celestial body moving across the face of the Earth. For personal exhilaration, an eclipse can eclipse an eclipse.
Test drive the 1990 Eclipse today at your three-state Mitsubishi Motors dealer.
When the gas gauge says empty, and so does your wallet, pay with Mac instead of cash. When the new cashier doesn't recognize you as the store's most loyal customer, use Mac in place of a check. And for all those things you just can't live without, but could live without the hassle, try Mac instead of credit cards. It's a whole new way to pay.
Mac, the new color of money.
Silo. Fail.
Everything. On sale. Everything. On sale.
Silo, everything that turns you on sale.
Now. Cut through the sales hype. It comes down to the car. Do you want quality? Buick LeSabre is one of the 2 most trouble-free cars sold in the U.S. Style? Look at Regal. Value? Compare Century to any family car for features and sticker price. Choose the car that stands out on its own. Buick.
School bells will be ringing in the Bristol Borough District tomorrow morning as teachers and students report to class after a lengthy strike. A tentative contract was reached Friday night, ending the teachers' 53-day walkout. No terms have been announced pending ratification vote on Tuesday. Never before had an anti-apartheid rally in South Africa attracted so many people. More than 70,000 gathered in triumph at a soccer stadium outside Johannesburg today. The guests of honor were 7 veteran activists recently freed from prison, including the former General Secretary to the African National Congress.
The ANC has captured the center stage of political life in South Africa.
Almost every aspect of this rally violated South African security laws, but police kept their distance and allowed it to continue. Earthquakes made themselves felt in 2 different parts of the world today. Northern Japan was rocked by a quake measuring 6.5 on the Richter scale. It was centered about 280 miles north of Tokyo. Another quake measuring 6 on the Richter scale damaged several buildings in Algiers, the capital of Algeria. No injuries reported in either earthquake. A lingering symbol of the Northern California earthquake is the damaged Nimitz Freeway, which connected San Francisco to Oakland. Hundreds of other highways are built just like the Nimitz Freeway and could be damaged just as easily.
They look fine, but so did the Nimitz. Here in California alone, there are roughly 2,600 elevated roadways built to the structural standards of the 1950s and 60s. Like the Nimitz, their decks, held down mainly by gravity, could literally bounce off the pillars supporting them. And the pillars, just barely attached to the roadway, could shear off and fall away, letting it all come crashing down.
Seismic design, unfortunately, mostly comes from what we've learned from earthquakes.
The first chance to learn came in a quake in 1971 near Los Angeles. Portions of this freeway collapsed. It was the ultimate experiment. Engineers finally could study the impact of an earthquake on a freeway.
Today, we wouldn't design a freeway like that. It would be totally different and vastly safer.
Safer because now engineers have not just the benefit of experience, but of computer models and of shake tables where they can simulate an earthquake's effects. They learned from the '71 quake that decks can fall off, so engineers here recently reinforced more than 1,200 freeways using huge cables to actually tie the decks down. They've now learned that the weak link on the Nimitz was the joint between pillar and roadway. But on about 1,400 raised roads with pillars like the Nimitz, improvements have barely begun. In fact, until last week, double-decker freeways like this were last on the list for reinforcement.
The Nimitz type of structure was the lowest priority because it had never given any problem before.
The areas that we'd be concerned about failing would be at the top of the columns.
Now, in cities nationwide where earthquakes can strike, engineers must re-examine their raised roadways like the Alaskan Way Viaduct in Seattle, Highway 40 near the Mississippi in St. Louis, the Expressway in Boston. They can reinforce a freeway, but there are no guarantees.
It may have some reinforcement for earthquake resistance, but if the earthquake doesn't come along, I don't know if it's going to work yet.
Freeway experts across the country complain there's not enough time or money to fix everything that needs fixing. Old freeways like this are just fine till the big earthquake hits. Greg Dobbs, ABC News, San Francisco.
During Hyundai's Full House Clearance, your dealer has a little number you'll never see again. 5224, a well-equipped Excel for just $52.24 after factory rebate, with variable intermittent wipers, rear defroster, room for 5, 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty, more standard features than any car in its class. It's the most affordable, best value in America, and we've got loads of them. So take a number. Rush to your nearest Hyundai dealer and pick up your little number before they're gone for good.
Kmart brings you the Bissell Steam Team, the Power Steamer and the Steam Mate.
You can power clean.
The Power Steamer shoots hot formula deep into carpet. Strong suction pulls out liquid and dirt.
Cleans up like a dream.
And the Steam Mate is a portable, professional-style cleaning machine, fast for spots and spills.
Bissell Steam Team.
It's the Clean Team, the Power Steamer for all your big jobs, or the Steam Mate for small area spots and spills. Get yours specially priced at Kmart.
Welcome to paradise. Welcome to Club Med, a sexy summer camp for adults only.
Where's all the action around this place anyway? Hey, killer, why don't you just pace yourself? You're gonna be here for a whole week.
It's the tropical hot spot to get a little exercise, make new friends, and have a little fun.
Never realized that seeing people having fun could make me so miserable.
Drop out of civilization. Get away to Club Med.
Join in the sizzling sun and fun tonight following Action News.
You know, a lot of my friends are really amazed at all the technical advantages of the Eagle Talon.
Really? Name one.
Larry.
Bet you like the cockpit in that new Eagle Talon.
Yeah.
Bet you'd like to get in.
Right.
And just sit back and relax.
Yeah, right.
Gary Papa now, and the Eagles' winning streak continues. They didn't use the air that much today.
They ran the ball. Buddy wants to run the ball. His game plan was simple. Let's run the football, and when in doubt, let's run some more. Here's the opening drive. Randall's going to do his share of running. This drive is of 96 yards, and every inch of it will be on the ground. Randall, of course, was looking to pass, but he ran instead. The final yards on the drive by Keith Byers, who finally was running the football effectively, even carried some guys on his back. He had 93 yards today. Compare that to the 7 previous games combined. He had 87 yards. Second drive, Randall finds Chris Carter in the corner, 14-0 Eagles. But Denver will fight back. John Elway on the 10-yard draw, and suddenly it's 14-7 at the half. In the third quarter, Randall does throw the football to Jimmy Giles, the tight end, and when Denver cannot bring him down, Giles will keep on rumbling. 66 yards in all. Nice play by Carter with the block. Eagles up 21-7. But Denver will not die easily. Elway to Vance Johnson, 33 yards. Then a 4-yard play going to Melvin Bratton, and Denver is suddenly leading the ball game 24-21. Oh, boy, big things and little things in Denver. Eagles need a break, and they get it when this punt hits Denver's receiver, Darren Carrington. Can't really see it, but it did. It's the Eagles' ball on the 24 of Denver. Then 3rd down and 18 to go. Yes, it is. Randall to Gregarity for 21 yards. Big play. Then for the touchdown. Winning touchdown will be by Keith Byers. Eagles up 28-24. Denver did have one more drive, but Elway running, but fumbles the football. It was one of 6 Denver turnovers on the day, plus Elway was sacked 7 times. And that's the football action from Denver. But we've got more from the Mile High City with Scott Palmer tonight in Denver as he talks to the players.
Here in the rarefied mountain air of Denver, the Eagles did something that for them is also very rare. They came out behind Keith Byers and completely dominated a team running the football. Byers, who came in with a total of only 78 yards all season, had 93 yards today and the first 2-touchdown rushing game of his career.
Buddy told me and Anthony going in that we was going to run the ball a lot, and, you know, they just called my number a lot, and, you know, I just answered the call, you know, and I was just able to come through when they called on me.
We gave them the football. What, they have 17 carries for about 100 yards, or, I mean, looked pretty good running.
Randall Cunningham threw the ball today only 20 times, but one of them came on the play-action pattern he's been calling for, and it went 66 yards to Jimmy Giles.
As soon as I walked to the line of scrimmage, I knew that he was going to have a big play because they had a strong safety on the line of scrimmage, and Jimmy caught it and he picked up a block from Chris Carter along the way, and he had that determination to put it in the end zone.
That's the mark of a good team, is being able to have players fill holes, and you were able to do that today.
Well, I think anytime you have a team that's ultimate destination is to go to Super Bowl, you got to have good players that's going to play in the backup row. You know, I came in and I did what they asked me to do, and let's go in and fill in Keith Jackson.
The Eagles' defense, led by Reggie White, made it a long day for John Elway.
You know, the tackles had to get the pressure up the middle, and that's what we were able to do. You know, he got out of the pocket a few times, but I think we did a good job in containing him.
The play that turned the game around was the John Telchik punt that glanced off Denver's Darren Carrington.
You know, apparently he didn't know that the ball had bounced off, and so I went for the ball, and it was ruled a muff ball.
How do you sum up a game like this? Well, it's a little bit too exciting for me. Probably the fans probably loved it.
This win here today is all the more impressive because it came at Mile High Stadium, where Denver has the best winning percentage of any NFL team this decade. I'm Scott Palmer, Channel 6 Action News with the Eagles in Denver, Colorado.
Okay, Scott, elsewhere in week number 8, all eyes are on the Pete family. Now, Willie Pete is an assistant coach with Green Bay. His son, Rodney Pete, plays for Detroit, and today it was Detroit at Green Bay in week number 8.
We're going to meet at home plate, guy. We're going to meet at home plate. How you doing? Good.
But then Rodney tries to beat dear old dad, but he'll be picked off in overtime, and Chris Jackie hits the game winner for the Packers. Green Bay 23, Detroit 20 in overtime. Also overtime in Indianapolis. New England's Greg Davis has this field goal. New England 23, the Colts 20. Mike Ditka is prowling the sidelines in Chicago, but really mad is Richard Dent. Watch this play. Richard Dent. Oh, the Bears were bruising today. Brad Muster had a tough 2-yard run for the touchdown. Chicago 20, the Rams 10. Could this be the week that Dallas wins? Michael Zordich of Phoenix says no. Zordich from Penn State has the interception and has the touchdown. Phoenix 19, Dallas 10. But this was the week that Dan Marino was sacked, here by Jeff Wright of the Buffalo Bills. This is the first time in 20 games that Marino took to the turf. While for the Bills offense, it is Thurman Thomas. What else can you say about this run? But Buffalo 31, Miami 17. Also on the ground was Bo Jackson goes all the way here for 73 yards, and all today 144. In all, the Raiders 37, Washington 24. Now to the air. Cleveland's Bernie Kosar, 77 yards to Webster Slaughter. He will come right at you. Hello, Webster. Cleveland 28, Houston 17. And here's a bomb for Bubby Brister to Lewis Lips. A loose lip sinks Kansas City 23-17. Boomer had 5 touchdown passes today as Cincinnati blasted the Buccaneers 56-23. Steve Bono in at quarterback for the 49ers. Bono is from Norristown, and even if he is Sonny Bono, he knows what to do. You go to Jerry Rice. San Francisco 23, the Jets 10. Just 40 seconds to go in Seattle. David Craig to Brian Blades, and Seattle wins it 10-7 over San Diego. And finally to Deion Sanders. This kickoff return by Deion is very nice. But the best part is his dance afterwards. A dancing Deion, but his team will lose. New Orleans 20, Atlanta 13. And, of course, tomorrow night, Minnesota at the Giants. If the Giants lose, Eagles and Giants would be tied for first in the NFC East.
Thank you, Gary. We'll be back with AccuWeather in just a minute.
Something strange is happening at your Nissan dealer, something completely beyond our control.
I really want the 240SX, but I gotta have a better price.
Why not?
Well, that's it. That's my final offer on the Sentra.
Sounds good to me.
Can you do better on the Maxima?
I can do better. It's the Nissan Full Moon Sales Event, and when it comes to making great deals, your Nissan dealer just can't help himself. So come in now and ask for the moon. You just might get it. You got it. Hurry. The Nissan Full Moon Sales Event ends November 5th.
Introducing Midway Airlines nonstop service to Florida. Seven Florida cities for only $89. Midway Airlines to Florida. All seats, all flights, only $89.
Here's the outline of one head. And here's the other.
My. Oh, my.
Twins. Here we go.
I'll have 2 burgers, 2 fries, and a double thick.
A way to be ready for that little extra something. You think you're better than me, don't you?
Oh, not again.
I was better than you in high school. I was better than you in college. And I am better than you now.
There are still some people in this world who can change tax brackets without changing personalities.
You want to put that to a test? Let's go. Now? Now.
For those people, there's a car called the Legend Coupe from Acura. #1 in customer satisfaction 3 years in a row.
It's been another nice weekend across the Delaware Valley, but like all good things, Indian summer is coming to an end this coming week, but we can count on one more nice fall day tomorrow. Our high of 73 came at 4 o'clock this afternoon. 51 was the overnight low in Philadelphia. It's presently 52 outside, humidity way up there at 90%, some fog in outlying areas. Barometer is high and steady. A westerly wind at 6. Mostly clear again tonight, says AccuWeather. Temperatures about the same as last night, 40 to 50. Some patchy fog in the morning rush hour, 53 degrees. Then hazy sunshine again with a high 74. Tuesday, Halloween, brings the big change. Dreary weather with showers, high 64. Cloudy and a leftover shower Wednesday, then partly sunny and cooler for Thursday and Friday. Finally, tonight, some Halloween hysteria was cooked up in the Mount Airy section tonight. Visitors got a scary welcome to this house on the 7100 block of Germantown Avenue. It was all in fun, of course, and for a very good cause. It benefits Philadelphia's Ronald McDonald House for young leukemia victims. Waking up Count Dracula there. The $1 Million Movie is next on Channel 6. Tonight's feature is Club Med. We want to remind you that Action News continues in the morning at 6:30 with Dave Frankel and Monica Malpass. It's the new expanded early morning edition of Action News. It includes extensive AccuWeather reports, the latest on commuter conditions, all the up-to-the-last-minute news, and some special features as well. So join Dave Frankel and Monica Malpass in the morning at 6:30. Now for Gary Papa, the entire Action News team, I'm Rob Jennings. Good night and have a great week.
From Channel 6, this has been Action News, the most watched news program in the Delaware Valley. When you see news happening, call the Action News tip line by dialing News 6. In New Jersey, dial 966-6666. or call our regional news bureaus.
What a day I had today. Surprise staff meeting first thing this morning. Ton of paperwork. And I had to drive the carpool for the kids this morning and this afternoon because of practice. The hamster got out again, and I never made it to the bank today. What I need is a bank that fits my schedule. You know, no schedule.
The Provident, we take pride in performance, not just ours, but yours.
Who can we trust to clean up toxic waste? Jim Corder had hazardous waste on his own property. Hazardous waste. Jim Florio wrote the law to protect our drinking water from cancer-causing toxic waste. As governor, he'll appoint an environmental prosecutor to jail polluters. Environmentalists rank Florio's record the best in New Jersey. The best. Who can we trust to protect New Jersey's future? Someone with the worst record or the best? Florio, governor, a proven record of leadership.
If you're making payment number 42 on a car that lost its excitement way back on payment number 3...
Shift to Pontiac Excitement, the new 1990 Grand Am. Exciting and affordable. For example, with full 48-month, 4.8% GMAC financing, you can buy a brand new Grand Am LE Coupe for just $199 a month. $199 a month. Shift to Pontiac Excitement. See why Pontiac outsells all the imports. See your Pontiac pace setters now. Retarded married couples beating the odds tomorrow. Welcome to the $1 Million Movie. Tonight's feature film is Club Med, starring Jack Scalia, Linda Hamilton, and Patrick McNee.